8 million metric tons of plastic trash enters the sea from land every year. The equivalent of 5 plastic bags filled with trash for every foot of coastline in the world. Across our ocean, plastic trash flows into circulation, dispersed almost everywhere, but concentrating in huge swaths in the midst of global currents, breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces, ingested by species across the marine world, and sinking to the bottom of the sea.
Hey everyone, welcome to Sustainability, The Vanishing Blues. I'm Daisy, your host, and of course, I'm here with my amazing classmates, Frangela and Gabriel. Guys, say hi.
Hi everyone, super excited to be here and share our ideas.
Hello guys, can't wait to dive into SDG 14 Life Below Water and see how it connects to math, science, and our daily lives.
Exactly. So, alam you guys, when we think about oceans, parang madalas swimming or beach trips lang pumapasok sa isip natin. But in reality, our future depends on them. So, today we're not just talking about saving the oceans. We're exploring real world problems, analyzing data, and reflecting personally, and even using math to help us plan solutions. So, let's dive in. All right. So, Fran, can you give us the current status of the Philippines in achieving SDG 14 and why it matters?
Sure, so SDG 14 focuses on protecting marine life and using ocean resources responsibly. Ang problema, kahit na island country tayo and surrounded by water, we're also one of the top contributors to ocean plastic pollution. This SDG matters kasi yung livelihoods natin, food security, and tourism depend on healthy oceans. And when you think about it, it's kind of sad kasi being an island country, di ba? We should be the ones taking care of the ocean the most.
How about you, Gav?
At hindi lang siya economy. It's about the environment and future generations too. Healthy oceans means more fish, thriving coral reefs, and safer coastal communities.
Exactly. And Fran, ano yung mga contemporary issues na nagpapabagal sa progress?
Thank you, Daisy, for that question. Honestly, para sa akin, it's plastic pollution, overfishing, and coral reef destruction. Kasama na rin yung climate change sa mga major problems natin ngayon. Weak enforcement of laws also makes it harder para ma-protect yung marine ecosystems natin.
Thank you so much, Fran. So, Gab, how about you?
Pero syempre, may mga current actions like coastal cleanups, yung pagban ng single-use plastics, at mga marine conservation programs. But kung gusto natin ng long-term na effect, we need pa rin ng mas mahigpit na law enforcement, mas sustainable na fishing practices, at syempre, mas malawak na public awareness campaigns.
Yes, exactly. So even though there are many problems like pollutions and overfishing and may mga, current actions na rin, well, at the end of the day, every effort counts talaga. So kahit na simple actions pa yan, may impact pa rin. So that reminds me of a short parable. It's a boy throwing starfish back into the ocean after a big storm, and someone says it's pointless. But he says it made a difference for that one. So like nakaka-inspire 'di ba? It shows us na even the smallest actions kapag ginagawa mo siya consistently, it can create a really big impact talaga. The environment and para na din sa future natin.
Exactly. This teaches us that yung personal responsibility natin and small consistent actions can create big waves of change na agad. And for me, para sa akin, that's inspiring kasi it shows na kahit students lang tayo, yung mga student na katulad natin, kaya nating mag-contribute para magkaroon tayo ng mas better na future.
Perfect. So, okay. Gab, can you tell us more about how math connects to this issue?
Good question, Days. At first, parang walang connect, di ba? Kasi math usually feels abstract. Pero actually, math can help us model real environmental problems. For example, for plastic pollution, we can imagine how plastic builds up and decreases when with cleanups. Using an equation like x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0.
Wait, really? You really made that up?
Yup, solving it shows the times when plastic pollution peaks or drops. Using factoring, completing the square, or the quadratic formula, we get x equals 6 and the x equals negative 1.
Negative 1 year.
Obviously, we ignore that. So it could take us about 6 years to significantly reduce plastic levels if we act efficiently. Math isn't just numbers. It gives us timelines and predictions.
That's amazing. Pero paano naman kung mas directly related siya sa marine life mismo, like corals and fish population? Gab?
Right. So in the Philippine Coral Reef Restoration Project, coral population can actually be modeled using this equation. P equals negative 0.005x squared plus 0.5x plus 1,000. When we solve this, lalabas yung roots as x equals negative 400 at x equals 500. Siyempre, negative years, hindi na siya nagme-make sense. So the meaningful solution is 500 years. So that only means kung hindi tayo kikilos, pwedeng bumagsak ng husto yung coral population pagdating ng panahon.
Oh, important yung math kasi it helps us plan restoration, like coral planting, monitoring reef health, and implementing protective measures. Ano siya, para siyang predictive tool na para alam natin kung saan dapat tayo magpo-focus, di ba?
Yes, I agree on that, Fran. Exactly. So basically, ang point ni Gab is that math ay hindi lang siya subject or number. Kaya niya ipakita kung gaano kabilis or kabilis dadami or bababa yung pollution or kung gaano katagal bago maapektuhan yung mga corals. Ang galing lang kasi math give us, timelines, predictions, parang roadmap kung saan tayo papunta. Kaya kung tama yung actions natin ngayon, makikita na rin natin sa numbers na may resulta talaga. So ngayon naman, let's talk about Filipino perspective on sustainability and personal responsibility. So Fran, can you share us kung paano naman konektado ang Filipino culture dito?
Sure. So, alam mo, in Filipino culture, we really value bayanihan. Yung pagtutulungan natin ng bawat isa't isa sa community. Even though simple acts lang like joining coastal cleanups or refusing single-use plastics, malaking reflection na yun para sa kabutihan and responsibilidad natin sa kapaligiran.
Tama. And through our stories and parables, makikita talaga yung values like perseverance at pagmamalasakit. Kunwari, yung starfish parable. It reminds us na kahit maliit lang yung effort natin, meron pa rin siyang positive effect sa community and sa buong mundo.
Yes, tama ka dyan, Gab. So, sa madaling sabi, Filipino values plus sustainability awareness to equals to actions that really make difference. So, Fran, can you tell us more kung paano naman ako connect ang science dito?
Sige, for example, yung Boyle's Law, it explains kung bakit nagbabago yung pressure pati yung volume underwater. Kaya kailangan talaga ng mga divers ng proper gear kasi delikado kapag masyadong mabilis yung pagkahon nila. Tsaka sa Charles Law naman, it shows how ocean warming affects gas volumes. At dito nagkakaroon ng effect sa oxygen levels, sa fish behavior, at pati na rin sa coral health nila. So, di ba, kita mo, science mismo yung nakakatulong para maintindihan natin kung bakit dapat alagaan natin yung oceans.
True. In short, gas laws literally affect marine life and diver safety. So yung science, hindi lang siya theory. Nangyayari siya sa tunay na buhay.
By understanding this, mas, nakakapag-decide tayo based on evidence, like, paano yung changes ng temperature can guide, reef protection and restoration project. So, after everything we've shared, ano yung mas pinakatumatak sa inyo? Gab?
Para sa akin, it's realizing na math isn't just about solving equations. It can actually model something as important as coral population. Ang galing kasi napapakita niya na numbers can predict real-life situations. And that means we can plan for the better future.
Thank you so much for that wonderful answer, Gab. How about you, friend?
Sa akin naman, yung parable talaga yung tumatak sa isip ko kasi parang reminder siya na kahit maliliit lang yung ginagawa natin. Tulad ng sabi ko kanina, yung tulad ng pag-refuse ng plastic or pagsali sa mga coastal cleanups, may epekto pa rin siya. Simple lang siya tignan pero pag patuloy-tuloy, pag consistent, doon talaga nagkakaroon ng totoong pagbabago.
I love that. Para sa akin naman, the most powerful part is, seeing how everything connects. Like, math help us to know the plan, and science explains the why, and social studies give us the bigger picture, and lastly, stories inspire us to, actually act. Kapag pinagsama-sama mo lahat yon, hindi lang tayo natututo, we also reflect and we take action. And honestly, guys, doon talaga nagsisimula yung real change. So, paano naman tayo as a student, what can we actually do?
For me, para sa akin, sa opinion ko, start small lang talaga. Like, bawas muna sa paggamit ng plastic or kung may plastic ka na, i-reuse mo na lang siya. Tapos, i-encourage din natin yung mga family and friends, makakilala natin na gawin din yon kasi simple lang siya pero effective naman din.
We can also use math and data to make things clear. Like, i-plot yung coral growth or pollution trends. Tapos, i-share sa community para mas makita nila yung problem.
Perfect. So for me naman, the most important talaga is to learn the science, behind it. Kasi once alam mo na, mas madali mo na siyang i-explain sa iba. Mas maintindihan mo na yung impact and mas madali kang makasali sa mga restoration projects. Kahit small steps lang, napakalaki talaga ng impact nito. This has been Sustainability, The Vanishing Blues. I'm Daisy, your host.
I'm Gab, stay curious and keep solving.
I'm Frangela, small actions, big waves.
Thank you so much for listening. Let's keep learning, reflecting, and acting. Bye for now.
Bye!
Bye!